Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void! Today it's going to be a match from WCS Montreal between Neeb and Reynor here on Lost and Found. Top right-hand corner, blue Protoss player Neeb, and bottom left-hand corner, the blue Zerg player Reynor. So kind of an old guard versus new guard here. I mean, I guess Neeb isn't exactly old guard. He kind of rose to prominence just a few years ago, but Reynor is super brand new to the professional StarCraft scene. He is 16 years old at this point. How old is Neeb? How old is Neeb? I guess we have a little bit of time here. Thanks for joining me for another StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void update. Well, cast. StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void cast. Let's just say that. If you've heard the news, I'm going to be adding a third Brood War video each week, but it doesn't mean I'm going to remove a StarCraft2 cast, just for those of you who are worried about that. Let's go Neeb, StarCraft2, and according to the internets, he is American. Yes, thank you. He's 20. All right, so he's 20 years old. Super great at this game. Gateway first year, Hatch first out of Reynor, but again, he's got 4 years of age on his opponent, and probably has played a lot more too. I mean, at this stage, StarCraft 2 came out in 2010. Neeb's been playing it since it came out, so really, you can't have any more experience with StarCraft 2 than Neeb does, and I can't imagine Reynor was playing this thing 8 years ago if he's 16. You think an 8-year-old is playing StarCraft 2? Maybe. Maybe he was. I want to do an interview with this kid so much and see what he did to get so good at this game, what his regiment was, when he got started, did his dad make him do it? Like, it's just so many questions. So many questions all over the place, but he's good, you guys. Reynor can absolutely beat Neeb here. I know some of you clicked on this and said, Neeb, he's been around for longer. He's better at this game, but man, Reynor is terrifying. He's all over the place. His map awareness, his control of units, I don't have any complaints about what he's capable of at all here. A couple extra shots there on the scouting probe. Sees the hatch timing and says, I don't really need to see much of anything else here. I know what Reynor's going for here. He's going to go ahead and drone up, go for a third base at about the 2.5-minute mark, and ka-chow. Yes, in fact, he is. Wait, he has to wait? He has to wait for the minerals. He sent his drone over early. Very odd. Adept's moving on out here. The Overlord's not even on this little high ground spot where he's a little bit safe. He's straight up just floating over the main entrance into Neeb's natural base. Very strange. There's the third base from Reynor. We do have Queen out. And where is our Adept? Adept hoofing it on over as fast as she can. And it is going to be a Stargate opening here from Neeb. And there has been discussion that you pretty much have to go Stargate opener against Zerg if you're Protoss. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, but all the best players do seem to do it. Adept doesn't finish the transfer. Thought about it. Could have probably got a couple kills in there. Queen DPS is not very good against Adepts. I mean, they will win eventually. Don't mind you that. Adept gets in, gets some shots off in here in the natural base too. This one is going to die so that this one can live. Oh, the drones have to fight for their own lives. That is not good. That is not good at all. But meanwhile, what? Did he drop the... Did they just walk in the front door? They probably would have just walked in the front door. Oh yeah, look at that. Did you move? Were you late? I'm so confused by that. Okay, so both sides of the map have some probe and drone harass going on. So she doesn't finish the transfer, but then there's another Adept coming in, and there are 2 of them, and this isn't a wall, and the Overlord knows it. So let's send some Lings in, see what they can do. And bam. There's the opening, sending 2 into the natural base and 2 into the main. Meanwhile, this Adept getting some shots off at the natural base. This Adept getting some shots off in the main base. These Lings get a probe kill in the natural base. And do they get really... I guess they got 1 up here too. 1 up here as well. And then these Adepts finally get cleaned out. But that's 4 drones to 2 probes, which I'm sure Neeb would have rather not have lost those at all. Leaving that open, he's probably kicking himself to this day about it. But what can you do? Alright, this Oracle's name is Thanos. Again, I literally did nothing wrong. That's it. Everyone dies this time. Alright, here comes Thanos piloting an Oracle here to kill everyone by himself, which is a pretty tall task. Pretty tall task to ask, if you ask me. These Lings are checking to make sure the third base doesn't go up very easily for Neeb, and it won't at all. Are you even going to bother activating for 1 drone? I mean, yes, you are. No! Turned himself into a spore, but actually can burn it down. Oh, saved it with the queen support coming over just at the right time. Overlord gets picked off, scouting the double gas here. Okay, that tells you we're looking at a bit of a 2-base aggression play here out of Neeb. He has all 4 of his assimilators. A 3rd base is not going to be coming down anytime soon from him. Just now getting warp gate. His gateway count isn't necessarily high enough actually to support that. He's just banking gas, man. I would not be surprised to see some kind... Oh, it's a double stargate. That's why. Yes, that's exactly what I'm expecting here, is just a lot of high-tech stuff. From the Protoss. Doing the old lift and kill. 4 drones go down. That's a good start, Thanos, again. Oh, just kidding. You didn't actually get away from the queen all the way, and now you're dead. Unfortunate. Overlord trying to scout in, trying to see what is the big deal here. Can he scout? Oh, he does scout the double stargate. What a play from Reynor. Supply blocked. But what a play nevertheless. So yeah, we're going to go double stargate here, which just makes me feel like you got to have a fleet beacon at some point, man. Well, there's that 3rd base coming up later than Reynor expected it to, later than is usually normal here, but teching up a little bit higher. Going for that big old Phoenix flock is Neeb right now. Now, the answer to this is going to be extra spores and extra queens to deal with it. Hydra also pretty good if you can get them in good numbers. If, however, you're rolling small number of Hydras into large groups of Phoenix, they will lift and kill you, so be careful about that, Zerg players. Actual Phoenix flies in, not hallucinated. Actual Phoenix. You can tell it's an actual Phoenix because, oh, the Lings get through. Oh, the warp in. Called it too early. Adept actually manages to back herself into a corner to keep her alive. Good micro there from Neeb. In the 3rd base, it looks like it's going to finish. The Zerglings, there aren't enough of them to kill this thing before it finishes, especially not with the army so close and actually ready for this to happen. They know the Lings are going to come back in. I'm going to kill some of them to teach them a lesson. Phoenix flock comes on in here, and again, this Queen anti-air is so good. Extra spores here helping too. Actually lifting and killing the drones on the gas. No big deal, says Neeb. I'm just going to kill all your workers on gas and have fun with that. Does he replace them yet? No. Spore Crawler in a better position here to get some extra shots off. Does he still not replace those queens? Extra bits. Almost able to get that Phoenix. Not quite able to do it. It's very annoying to deal with. But if the Phoenix can't do a lot of damage, it's actually not going to work out for Neeb. He's not even bothering to replace the drones on the gas. Reynor, I guess maybe you're not worried about gas so much. It's mostly queens and spores right now. Sure, why not? One of the Phoenix does get picked off there. Overlord's all hiding where these spores are at the 3rd base, and some Hydras are out too. Phoenix trying to join the party. Bad rally. This feels like a bad rally from Neeb. Are you just gonna... Ooh, last second. Last second there. Another Phoenix gets picked off by this Queen and Hydra anti-air army. Anti-Phoenix army. Phoenix continuing to fly in. Yeah, this is just 7 Phoenix, 5 Stalkers, and 5 Adepts, and a Zealot. That is the army right now. Moving into a Mortal production here. Mortal not that good against Hydras, as it turns out. Oh, good. Look, again, the map awareness and the reactions to what's going on with these Phoenix is incredible from Reynor. He manages to sneak a 4th base in somehow. Queen's wandering on over. They don't have any attack upgrades, but yeah, there's actually none in production there. 4 Queens, really, that's enough. I guess that's enough to deal with 7 Phoenix. That makes sense. That makes all of the sense in the world. A Twilight Council here from Neeb. Pylon coming up as well. Creepspur looking okay from Reynor. Not incredible, but he's been dealing with harassment pretty much the entire game, so I'm going to give him a bit of a pass there. Baneling Nest finishing. Going to go Ling, Hydra, Bane, Queen. Some more drones going down. Not enough to really make Reynor worry about it. 21 drones have been killed so far, but Hydras cannot be the bulk of your army. They really can't do it. If you don't kill enough drones to really slow down the army-making capabilities of Reynor, he's gonna show up with a whole ton of Hydras. Just mass Hydra wrecks this composition right here. Absolutely kills it. You need some kind of splash to deal with mass Hydra, and you just don't have it right now. Charge is good. Charge is really good actually against Hydra. If we can get that and a number of Zealots, you might be okay, but that's what the Banelings are for. The Banelings are definitely for those Zealots with charge. I mean, yeah, it's 80 to 67 Harvesters. Reynor is just not sweating this at all. It's not enough damage. 1,400 resources lost for Neeb compared to 1,700 for Reynor. Most of that minerals and only 24 of it in gas. I think that was probably a canceled spore earlier on in the game there. So hasn't lost a Hydra yet is basically what that means. Hasn't lost a single Hydralisk, lost a lot of drones, lost Zerglings too, and Overlords, and a couple Banelings. Where the heck? Banelings just try to roll in there by themselves. It was 2 Banelings that tried to roll in there all by their lonesome. That's really weird. That's really odd. Also, going backwards in time, does that reset the music? It sure does, using the rewind fixture, or function. Totally does that. So Slowbane's trying to wander into this mineral line, but guess what? There's 2 cannons here. So no, absolutely not. Alright, well there's your first gas loss. First major gas loss for Reynor. 5th base on the way for the Zerg player at 9 minutes. Yeah, Zerg players, if you're not at 82 workers and 5 bases at the 9-minute mark, you're doing it wrong. It's something to aspire to, I guess. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The Hydras show up, and suddenly you can't make Nexuses happen. That wasn't a cancel, by the way. Neeb's 4th base just straight up got killed as soon as it got thrown down. Baneling's here. Baneling centrifugal hooks on the way. Oh, he got it. Got it now. He didn't have it, geez, a few seconds ago, actually. All right, so Storm's on the way. Storm is not done yet. Yeah, the army was ready for your Banelings. I don't know what you're trying to do there. Where were you going with those? Don't know, but the Hydra's coming in from the backside. Surprise flank attack. No! Neeb says, I will not be taken by surprise. Take that. Dropping Zealot at the 5th base of Reynor. Trying to hack down his hatchery all by his lonesome. No upgrades at all for the Queens. These are unupgraded Queens. And the Zealot has charge and +1 attack. Still not enough. Transfuses. Oh, did he cancel the 4th again? He canceled the 4th again. And by canceled, I mean he didn't cancel it. That's another kill on that 4th base. Holy schenectadies. Neeb is not allowed to have a 4th, apparently, today. Hydras, again, with no upgrades. We're working on +2 for the Banelings. +2 for the Banelings means they one-shot probes, which is really nice. Here we go. Multi-pronged assault. Coming into the 3rd base and maybe trying to come into the natural base while the army's a little bit distracted here. Hitting on top of Immortals and on top of Zealots. So these Banelings taking down buildings as well. Attacking on into the front door, but no. Responding is Neeb, just being patient. Here is Reynor. He doesn't need to get this thing done now. He has 2 armies split up here. If he can attack where Neeb is not, that's going to be ideal. Phoenix flying around trying to see what's going on, but map control definitely belongs to Reynor at this stage of the game. Oh, that 4th base. Okay, the army's here to defend the 4th base this time, but it doesn't matter. The Hydras kill it again. That's 3 Nexuses down. Storm's not doing a whole lot. Dodged pretty well by Reynor just by straight up fleeing from them as soon as the High Templar come into view. But it is 158 to 188 supply. Reynor has the lead. He is sitting at that 86 worker count. He's maxed out. Neeb's working on a mothership, which is going to help him a little bit here. But man, this is just going to be unupgraded Hydras, man. Reynor's not even bothering with upgrades, which I don't think I've seen this before. I don't think I've seen somebody try to go Lingbane Hydra without upgrading the Hydras even the teeniest or tiniest of bits. He's just getting Adrenal Glands and +3 attack for his Zerglings. Phoenix doing a good job down here at this 5th base. We neglected some static defense, didn't we? We absolutely did. This is a huge play for Neeb. He's killing Overlords, not enough to supply block Reynor. Mind you, he made a little bit more than he... Oh, there it is. There's the supply block. 198. And another Overlord comes in, and that's it. Carrier production has begun from Neeb here. This is where it gets a little bit scary. When you get Carrier, you get Mothership, you got Storm, you got Immortals. Neeb's getting for that ideal composition. Oh, the Phoenix flying back on in, killing 4 more drones. 30 drones have gone down. Mind you, Reynor still has 79 of them. I really think Reynor needs to kill this army before the Carrier starts to come out here. He doesn't have Corruptors. He doesn't have Infestors. Hydras are abjectly bad against Carriers in number here. We'll see. We will see. But he's going for that multi-pronged dealio. And here we go from both sides. Baneling's crashing in, storming his own units a little bit there. Good force fields. The Baneling's still rolling through. Getting that surround on this army. The Storms are incredibly helping out now, though. Lings rolling in. That Nexus goes down again. And Reynor says, mission accomplished. That wasn't pretty. I didn't wipe out the ground army of Neeb like I wanted to. The force fields and the storms were too good, but I killed that 4th base for the 4th time. Not shabby at all. So yeah, these Lings and the Banelings get the +3 attack, man, and the Adrenal Glands. He doesn't care about their survivability. He's not going to make Ultras at all either, so survivability is not a big deal. Coming in, this 5th base is not allowed to mine, apparently. 2 more drones get picked off there. Lings, Banelings, Hydras, running around. I mean, they do have speed and grooved spines, so they're not entirely unupgraded Hydras, but still not looking good. Alright, so we've got our Mothership, we've got our Carriers. Greater Spire on the way here from Reynor. And he says, all right, carrier's out. Oh, no, not happening. Trying to get into this natural base, trying so hard, but that Zealot warp-in was key. So dang key. Oh, yeah, that... An Archon with a shield battery, a functionally immortal versus Zerglings. It just will not die for a while. Creep spreading it up here, working on Corruptors. There we go. Corruptor production has begun. Recognizing the carriers are a major problem here. 5th base. Hey, guys. Coming back in. Killing more of you dudes. 34, 35, 36, just for good measure. Ooh, losing a Phoenix in the process, though. You don't want to do that. Zerglings still can't get in. Oh, some of them did. Some of them got in. They're going to kill a couple probes. Actually, good number. Good number of probes before the Zealots hack them to pieces. Banelings rolling into the 3rd base, trying to catch those probes. Not too shabby. 20 probes killed here with all of the action going on in the 3rd, the natural, and the main base of Neeb. It is now 46 probes that have been killed, 36 drones that have gone down. Reynor has done more with probe killing than the Protoss player has, despite all of the Phoenix harass throughout most of this game. Corruptors are out. They're ready to go. They don't have any upgrades. They're working on the +1 attack. Zooming out a little bit here because it gets a little broad. Oh, Storm on the Lings, but the Archon does go down. That's a good trade. I will trade a bunch of Zerglings for an Archon. What just did the mothership just get picked off? Where was it? Yeah, so Zerglings down here, Banelings on up here. Army comes down to kind of see what's going on in this area, and the mothership just keeps going. The mothership chases after the Corruptors. Oh, that's real bad. That's real bad. Time Warp gets thrown down. That's fun, I guess. But losing the mothership is a problem if you're Neeb. Banelings rolling into this 4th base. Hey, I may not be able to kill it. I'll make it so you can't mine from it at all. More Zergling attempts to get into the natural base and into the 3rd base here. Shield battery helping. Neeb says, screw it. Let's go. Let's go. Cross the map here. Obviously, Reynor doesn't want to fully engage with this army, and I can't say that I blame him. There's the Storm. There's the Storm on the Corruptors. Trying to get rid of those dudes. They're trying to get rid of the carriers in turn. Banelings trying to morph in here? No. Storm actually canceling a bunch of those blanket storms all over the Lings, all over the Hydralisks. Corruptors found an angle in which they can kill these carriers, though. Enough Hydras coming in here, too. Archons trying to get made on the battlefield. Drones fighting against that Archon. One does manage to pop up. It gets a couple shots off before it gets picked off there by the Hydras, but the carrier group is gone. The 5th base has been killed by Immortals. Reynor lost that one entirely, and it is suddenly 106 to 99 supply. And a couple more carriers showing up here. In production are 12 more Hydras from Reynor. This match may very well be getting an epic tag, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. How did Neeb survive that? How did Reynor survive that? These are the questions I'm asking. Zealot's going to deal with those Lings, no problem. Trying to fly over. This is a lot of Hydra, though. Pulling the boys, pulling the drones to fight here. Hydra's trying to target fire down the Immortals. Another Archon joining the party, bringing Overlords in just to mess with the AI, I think. And Reynor taps out with the GG. Neeb is victorious in 16 minutes and 44 seconds. What a match. Absolutely insane StarCraft 2 action here for you today for your Thursday. Whew. 99 drones lost for Reynor. That's absolutely insane. 4th base was up and running here for Neeb. It wasn't super happily saturated, but it was okay. And these carriers, man, I'm telling you, carrier good unit. It is possibly getting nerfed in the next update, the next balance patch, but we'll see if that happens. But the Archons coming on in with our +3 attack. At the end of the game here, Reynor had 3 Hydras and a Queen, and he knew. It wasn't a huge army from Neeb. It wasn't massive. It was 2 carriers, 4 Archons, 3 Immortals, a couple Zealots, a couple High Templar, but it was enough. He just, Neeb was tired of playing defense, tired of dealing with Ling run-bys and Baneling hits at all of his bases, decided to run it up, see what he could do, and he took out 2 bases, was marching on the 3rd, and that was all she wrote. What a game. Good job in the end by Reynor. But Neeb gets the win. So 23,000 resources lost for Neeb compared to a full 38,000 for Reynor. 295 Lings, which I think is okay with. But 96 Banelings dead is not good. Those do not count Banelings that exploded on their own terms. 11 Corruptors down. 5 Queens, 2 Hatcheries, 99 drones, man. It's a lot. But 4 Carriers down is pretty good. Mothership went down again. A little bit careless there from Neeb, but that's okay. All right, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.